Welcome back to another Classic Game Room interview. Today I'm talking with Thomas Singleton from EA Sports, the producer of Grand Slam Tennis 2 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And this is a motion-controlled game, correct?
Absolutely.
And what can players expect from Grand Slam Tennis 2? What is the game all about?
Well, first and foremost, Grand Slam Tennis 2 is our first version of the franchise on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in high definition. So it's photoreal. It looks like you would expect any photoreal game to look from EA Sports on those platforms. The biggest innovation with Grand Slam Tennis 2 is probably our total racket control system, where for the first time you can control the entire experience using just the analog sticks. So much like we've done in NHL, Fight Night, or our skate franchise, we've innovated the right analog stick into a tennis racket, essentially. On top of that, we've got our best-in-class move integration on PlayStation 3, where you can perform real-life tennis strokes, essentially live in your living room to perform action on the court. And then we've got our Pro AI system, where the professional athletes that we've licensed within this product, whether it be John McEnroe or Rafa Nadal or Maria Sharapova, not only look like themselves and sound like themselves, but they play just like themselves as well from a realistic tennis standpoint.
I'm sure that an important question I'm going to have to ask that a lot of our viewers are no doubt thinking right now and don't have a chance to ask is, are the hot ladies of tennis as hot in the game as they are in real life?
The virtual hotness comes through absolutely.
All right. And with John McEnroe too, right?
Yeah, if that's what you're into, for sure.
Do you get to swear at anybody and throw your tennis racket at their head?
You don't get to swear. You do get to throw your tennis racket, but just not at people, because we are an E for everyone rated title. So.
Oh, I guess that would change it if. Okay. See, I've got all these requests for EA Sports games, but I think they would put the ratings into like the mature category, like flamethrowers, and we'll get to that later.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this one works with the PlayStation Move controller, as well as your standard PS3 controller and the Xbox 360 controller, but not Kinect, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what do you think is the most fun way to play the game?
My preference is total racket control using the right analog sticks. If I want to sit down and play long sessions and long gaming sessions. Mm-hmm. If I have a bunch of people over at the house and we want to have a more social experience, where we kick back the couches and create some space and play a live tennis match in our living room, then we'll play with the PlayStation Move.
Would you describe it as more of an arcade-style tennis game, or are you going for more of that like NHL 12 Madden kind of super realistic feel?
From a realistic standpoint and a simulation standpoint, we're definitely trying to be more in the FIFA, Fight Night, NHL realism category. When we get into arcade experience, the only thing that really is arcade within the experience itself would be the pick-up-and-play nature of the controls and the addictiveness of having that ability to control every one of your shots.
Okay. Is there a storyline, or are you playing through a tournament trying to become the best player on Earth? And if so, what do you win if you win?
From a storyline standpoint, we've got a lot of depth within the product. So the number one story aspect behind the product would be our career mode, where you essentially create yourself. You can utilize features like game face and literally put your own face within the game.
Oh, awesome.
And on your character. And then your goal really is to equip yourself, select the type of player you want to be, whether a serve and volley, offensive baseliner, defensive baseliner, or an all-court player, and embark on your journey to become the number one ranked player in the world and win as many Grand Slam championships as you can. Within that career mode, John McEnroe will be your host in your training. That training is really designed to not only make you a better tennis player within the virtual world and real world, but as well to increase your player's attributes over time. And then you'll embark on exhibition matches, and those exhibition matches, which have the potential to become rival matches, much like the Novak Rafa Nadal rivalry going on right now. Those exhibition matches also give you experience points, and those experience points allow you to purchase new gear along the way, again making your player better. And then there's pre-tournament. There are pre-tournament matches, where within those pre-tournament matches, depending on how you finish, will dictate the ranking going into the Grand Slam venues themselves. Right?
Okay.
Once in the Grand Slam venues, you've now got the ability, obviously, to go from the outer courts to the inner courts and try and win those championships. When you ask the question about what do you win, well, you win Grand Slam championships, you win trophies, etc., along your way throughout the 10-year career.
All right. And does this have online multiplayer so you can play your friends?
You can. You singles and doubles in online.
So, yes, you can play over the internets, everyone. And can you also play, well, you mentioned, obviously, you could play with the controllers in your living room, so I would imagine you also have local competitive play as well.
Absolutely. You can play singles, doubles, local. There's a tournament mode where you can actually have up to 8 players join in that tournament as well locally and play against a whole bunch of friends in a tournament ladder structure that you've created in any one of the Grand Slam venues.
Okay, now the next question I've got here has to do with creating your own character, because that's always one of my favorite. In fact, I would say that's always my favorite feature in any EA Sports game. I tend to be creative, and I like to just make the wildest characters that I can. I usually make a guy named Lord Carnage, who's an omnipotent deity that crushes every sport that he plays. He's the best hockey player in the universe, as most of you know. And so can I create Lord Carnage to become the single greatest tennis player in existence and give him a purple mullet, sunglasses, and Hawaiian shirt?
Unfortunately, we don't have purple mullets or Hawaiian shirts, but he can wear sunglasses, and you can name him that.
Okay, but so are there limitations on the hair? Because the mullet you got to have a mullet and a mustache when you play tennis. You got to have a mullet and a mustache. Period. I mean, that's just kind of a given. So, is there any way you can do like an online fix to the game and give me the option to create a mullet?
A mullet, I believe, is in there, but I don't know if there's a purple mullet.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, purple.
Yeah.
Well, the color's important, He's a stylish guy. So you can play as your own fictional character, and then you can also play through the career mode as one of the famous tennis players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Within the career mode, you're actually playing as yourself, as opposed to as the licensed player.
I actually don't know very many real tennis players. I'm trying to think of one offhand. Serena Williams, she's famous, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so can you play as Serena Williams and then go through the entire game as her, or are you making your own character and then going through the game competing against players like Serena Williams? You
are creating yourself and then competing against Serena Williams.
Got it. Okay. Well, surely she should be easy to defeat, right?
Yeah, because she's not very good at all.
Yeah. Is she the one that yells at refs? She
is notoriously known for, in her latter half stages of her career, to start yelling a little bit at refs. Absolutely.
See, I already like her. Okay, well, do you get to program those kind of trademark personalities into the game?
Yes, we do. We have people on staff here that get to go in and assign different various attributes, whether it be their angry level or whatever. So they will have players like Serena and John McEnroe will have tendency to have a couple more outbursts than other players, throw rackets, etc.
But you can't get stabbed with a racket because of the E rating.
No stabbing with rackets.
No stabbing with rackets. Okay. Well, now let me ask you a few more questions here. What's it like to be a producer for a video game? This is a dream job for so many people. Yeah,
it's pretty awesome. It's there's challenges along the way. There's a lot of there's a lot more we would like to do every single year, but we always have to kind of call the ball, if you will, at certain times. There's always a ton of additional features that we would love to get in there. We would love to get every single thing that our consumers want to get into our products, but as we talked about previously, there are certain restrictions that we have to live within. But being a producer is an amazing world to be in, for sure.
How long does a game like this take to develop?
This game has taken about a year to a year and a half.
Is that fairly standard for one of these big EA Sports games?
Pretty standard and especially when it comes to the first iteration of a particular franchise on a platform.
Because Grand Slam Tennis 1 was on the Wii, right?
Yes.
Is there a reason that you guys chose not to go with the Wii, or are you waiting for the Wii U? Or neither?
We're not waiting on anything. The reason we didn't choose to come out on the Wii this time around, as well as the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, was really about the product that we were building, the visual style, the photoreal look, the authenticity to the sport from a visual presentation standpoint. Wasn't what we would have delivered on the Wii version, so we would have essentially made two products.
Well, surely you're thinking about releasing this for the ColecoVision in the future, right? Why does everyone always laugh when I ask that? It's such a serious question. Being that this is Classic Game Room, I am obligated to ask, what was your first video game console and some of your earliest favorite games?
My first video console was probably, God, how old am I now? My first console, I think, was a Commodore 64.
There you go.
Not that it was a console, but that was the first playing device. Some of my first games that I played probably on that was probably Evolution. That came out from Distinctive Software here at local company, which became Electronic Arts Canada. So a bit of a history lesson there. My favorite coin-op game of all time would probably be Big Doug.
Oh, that's I love that game. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. And then Dragon Slayer. Because of the innovation and just how it kind of...
Well, Dragon Slayer was definitely an innovative game. That was... it's been a while since I've seen one. The Laserdisc visuals and the Don Bluth artwork. That was a fun game. And can I ask what the final question here? Do you have any ideas what Grand Slam Tennis 3 will bring to the table? Are you already looking at the next one?
We're always kind of wait and see and seeing what's happening right now with Grand Slam Tennis 2. The team is kind of taking some time off after finishing that product. It was a great finish, but as per usual, we crunch a lot of hours. So, and then what the future holds is to be determined when it comes to Grand Slam Tennis.
Well, I always request silly things like chainsaws and flamethrowers, but in a practical sense, they would work for tennis.
They potentially could.
Well, thank you very much for talking with Classic Game Room today, and best of luck with the game Grand Slam Tennis 2 for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.